Sky Time, fellas. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jamal Harris, and we're here in North Attleborough at the Working Man's Distillery. I'm here with co-owner John. John, how's it going?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Good seeing you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Of course. It's good to be here.
Talk about a great place with a great vibe to sip some whiskey, to start or end the work week. This is a place. I love what you've done to the place.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we put a lot of work into it. Actually, my wife built it up, most of it herself.
Wow.
I helped a little bit, but she hammered it away.
Yeah, phenomenal job. Shout out to Kelly. She's doing a phenomenal job with the place.
Yes, she is.
So for those that don't know, why don't you tell the fellas a little bit about yourself and how you get started here with the distillery?
Sweet. Yeah. So I wasn't really a big whiskey drinker until I started dating Kelly. I started drinking more whiskey in a good way.
Okay.
Yeah. So on one of our first dates, we were going to a cookout or something. She said we were going to grab some whiskey. She had no idea about any whiskeys or anything like that.
Right.
So she was like, her head was spinning. She didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Went to the liquor store. It's this 2 mile long aisle of whiskeys. She was just like,
right.
Asked some people. Yeah. She asked some people for some help. Didn't really point her in the right direction, but she saw a beautiful bottle on top shelf. She figured top shelf is gotta be good. So
of course,
she impressed
right.
With it, right?
Makes sense.
Ended up being Angel's Envy, which is it's a good whiskey. It's not it's not really a top shelf. She spent $60 on it, and we tried it. We tried it the proper way. We were just tasting it, and then we were off and running. We loved it, and found a huge respect for it.
Nice.
And then started going to different places, different distilleries. And kind of learning their process. Yeah. I'm a big history guy.
Okay.
So I read a book by Ron Cheneau about George Washington. Yeah. And I found that he had a distillery himself. He had a Scottish farmhand named James Anderson.
Okay. Yeah.
Scottish farmhand James Anderson. He said, hey, you can take this grain and go on banquet with, and I can make whiskey with it, and you can make some money. And George Washington, being the entrepreneur he was, he said, yeah, let's do it, and it was very successful. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
So she knew that. She got a home distilling kit. I held it hostage until I proposed to her.
Wow.
I proposed to her, and then I turned the kitchen into a science project.
There we go. Oh my gosh. And here we are today. I mean, beautiful story. So describe to the fellas who are coming in. Tell us like the atmosphere is like. What do people can expect when they come through the doors?
Cool. Yeah. So not just. Obviously, there wasn't really anything like a distillery in the areas we wanted, but there was also not any like good cocktail lounges or like speakeasies.
Sure,
that's another like kind of thing that we found was like really cool. Yeah. Whenever we experienced those, so we wanted it to be like a speakeasy, really kind of relax and come by after a hard day's work and just have a good drink. I mean, we put a lot of work into the cocktails. I'd say 85% of people that come in here aren't whiskey drinkers at all. Yeah. But they have a cocktail and they're like, oh yeah, I guess I like whiskey.
Awesome. All right, so why don't you tell us, walk us through the production process, everything from sourcing the ingredients to bottling to the finished product. Walk us through that.
Cool. Yeah. So we source all our grain. So legally, whiskey has to be distilled from grain.
Okay.
Bourbon has to be distilled from at least 51% corn.
Okay.
So bourbon doesn't have to be made in Kentucky. Kentucky bourbon has to be made in Kentucky.
Sure.
We make great bourbons right here in New England.
Yeah.
So it has to be at least 51% corn, and then it has to be aged in new charred white oak barrels.
Okay.
So there's no time limit on that. It can be for 3 seconds. As long as it makes its way into a new charred white oak barrel, then you can call it bourbon. Okay. Or you can call it rye whiskey. Obviously, rye whiskey is the same thing. It just has to be at least 51% rye.
All right.
And for a wheat whiskey, it has to be at least 51% wheat.
Okay.
So all the other processes are the same. It has to be aged in new charred white oak. If it's going to be a straight bourbon or a straight whiskey, then it has to be aged at least 2 years.
Got it. Okay.
So if you look on your label and you see straight bourbon, straight whiskey, then you know everything that's in that bottle has been aged at least 2 years.
I got you. Okay. Makes sense. Some knowledge here from John. So let me ask you this. So, what is your flavor profile like here at the distillery? Do you have many styles? Do you have different flavors?
Yes, we
Talk
do.
to us about that.
Yep. So our rye whiskeys, again, George Washington was known for his rye whiskey. Yep. Our first rye whiskey that we distilled and aged right from grain from scratch was modeled after his recipe. Okay. But we wanted it to be, so a lot of people get turned off at rye. It can be, like they say, it's too spicy or too harsh. Yeah. So we really wanted to mellow that down so that everything from the grain ratio to the char level on the barrels to also the size of the barrels.
Nice.
Right. So our rye whiskey, we like to go for like kind of like a butterscotch kind of flavor, right?
Okay.
So you get the spice, you get
that.
So you get the spice, you get the earth tones that our traditional ryes have, but we wanted this kind of butterscotch. Just you know it's there.
Yeah.
Right? Makes it a little more mellow.
Yeah, nice. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I know we got some taste here. I can't wait to get to this. This looks amazing. Now, let me ask you this. What are some of the challenges you face in the distillery business? And what do you do to overcome those challenges?
So one small challenge, there was like a global pandemic. I don't know if you heard about that.
I might have heard about that.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think,
That was one thing, but luckily people were still drinking.
Yeah, of course.
So that allowed us to, because we opened in 2020.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow.
So but again, people were still drinking. We had to, obviously, once we opened the tasting room, everybody had to be separated.
Sure.
Crazy saran wrap, ceramic stuff. It was like, that was definitely a challenge.
Sure.
Figuring out how to navigate the liquor stores.
Yeah.
Point of contacts, who to contact, when to contact, and stuff like that to make those sales outside. Yeah. Because that's really what we bang on.
Yeah.
We don't like, we don't have a distributor. A distributor is somebody they'll just buy it in bulk and sell it to the liquor stores.
Yeah.
Have contacts with liquor stores. So
right.
I had to do that myself.
Sure.
We had to do that. We had to figure that out. That was definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
And also just making sure that we were going to have enough.
Yeah.
Right. Making sure that the supply was there to meet the demand.
Sure.
So what we do is we obviously distill and age everything here, but we also source too. We'll bring in barrels that have already been aged. A place in Indiana.
Nice.
You can get them in Kentucky. Anywhere.
Yeah.
If I can get them, we can just blend them. We either blend them with the stuff that we're distilling Asian, or blend them our own and release them as single barrels or whatever, unblended.
Sure.
Stuff like that. So we just want it to be good.
Yeah, of course.
As long as the stuff is good inside the bottle, that's it. Right?
Yes, we love good whiskey here at Guy Time. So thank you for all that you do for us, whiskey lovers. So I see we got 3 great whiskey flavors here in front of us. Walk us through this one. What we got here? What's the first one here?
So this one is our Deadlift rye whiskey. That's this guy here.
Yep.
I used to run a gym and also working in Distillers. Sorry, that's a mascot.
That's all right. Go ahead.
So part of working in Distillers, hard working with your hands requires a lot of lifting dead weight. So I thought it seemed fitting. Put a cool story on the side.
Yeah.
That's actually a 51% rye whiskey. So it's literally just a legal requirement.
Okay.
And this batch is aged. It hasn't made it to 2 years yet. But again, smaller barrels, you get different flavors, and it makes that. I wouldn't say it ages quicker in smaller barrels.
Yeah.
Just that process of expanding and contracting back into the barrel happens more in a small barrel than a bigger barrel.
Yeah. So what kind of flavors? If someone's just sipping this, so they're gonna experience.
So you want the traditional rye, earthy kind of. You get the bacon spice a little bit, but it finishes with like a caramel butterscotch vanilla, and it lingers.
Absolutely.
It lingers for a little bit. You know?
And it's smooth too.
It is. Yeah.
It goes down very easy.
It's 91 proof, so it's a little bit higher than. So if for a whiskey, if it's gonna be a whiskey, it can't be lower than 80 proof.
Right.
So a lot of people do that. We really like to leave it a little bit higher, so like traditional whiskey drinkers will appreciate it.
Okay.
Also, any kind of noobs can kind of get introduced to it and still be still appreciate it.
So you would suggest this as what, more of an introductory?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's perfect. Okay. And what's this retail for?
We sell that at $40.
Okay. Great. Nice. Next one.
This is date night. This one's very special.
Why is it special?
Because we modeled it. We came up with the grain mash bill ourselves.
Okay.
My wife and I discussed it. The grain mash bill is right on the bottom here. So it's 75% corn, 20% rye, and the rest is malted barley.
Nice. Okay.
So this was one of the first ones we experimented with.
Yeah.
That mash bill when we got together and opened this place up. So now we release it every year, either on our date-versary or on our anniversary of when we got married. This one we released it on our anniversary when we got married.
Nice. When's that?
It's February 22nd, George Washington's birthday.
Oh, why not? Why not?
Yeah. So it's sweet. It has the oaky,
nice.
It has the oaky char from the barrels.
Yes.
It also has that, again, we like to go back to that butterscotch caramel, but it has a nice vanilla finish.
It does.
So you can see, like, even on the glass, you see the legs. It's very complex. It's a little bit higher. It's 105 proof. We found that was like the sweet spot.
Yeah, this is a great one. It's nice, delicate. probably could mix it with something as well if you want.
Yeah, so it makes a really good old fashioned.
Yeah.
And a Manhattan too, because again, especially with the Manhattans, with the sweet vermouth and like the oakiness,
yeah,
it meshes very, very good. Some people, like a lot of people, just do whiskey cokes. Like they'll just throw in Coke.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's not my thing,
right?
But like, hey, whatever. If people like it, so yeah, there you go. Good. Whiskey gingers too.
Yeah, whiskey gingers. All right.
Nice and easy, simple. Get ginger ale. You guys shot of whiskey, you throw
some
it.
Ice. There it is.
Yeah, you want to throw some lime in there. Get a little crazy with the cheese.
Absolutely. What we have here?
This is a special one. This is a wheat whiskey. This is something we just sourced. We didn't actually distill this one. We put a mask on the cover. It's Kobe, the distillery dog.
Your mascot?
Yeah, we call it Rescue Dog.
Absolutely.
Whiskey. Yeah, because we rescued him from the shelter. $5 every bottle goes back to the animal shelter we rescued from.
Oh, nice.
It's very high proof. It's 117, right out the barrel.
Yeah.
We don't proof it down with any water at all. We found out it was good how it is. It's definitely unique. It's a straight wheat whiskey. It's aged 4 years. We thought it was just good by itself. We don't want to do anything else to it.
Yeah, don't touch that. That is amazing. What are the flavors in that one?
So it's really fruit cherry forward.
Yes.
And then it goes into like a kind of, I would say like I wouldn't say like dusty, but like something like if you walk into the rick house,
okay,
it's like that wood.
Yeah.
Like that's there. It kind of like leathery almost. And,
yeah.
And it finishes strong. You kind of get that alcohol in the back end.
Yeah. It's amazing. Any fan favorites here that people kind of gravitate to?
People love Dave.
Dave's one. Yeah.
Put pre-orders out for that because it'll sell out quick. This is actually the biggest batch we ever did though.
Really?
We're at the point now. We used to do this in like 15-gallon batches.
Yeah.
Now we're doing 30-gallon batches. So that's good.
Fellas, I don't know what you're waiting for. You better get you one of these. Just telling you, it is amazing. I'm telling you right now. If you have friends this weekend, get down to North Attleborough, see John and Kelly. They'll take care of you, sample some great whiskey, and have a great chill weekend. John.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, no, it was a great time.
We'll be right back after this. Guy time.
See you guys.